So since this is coming out on the 7th, I've been reading up on it. But this the new shit. We gotta go back to the old shit. Werewolf by Night issue 2. This shit came out like the 70s. This is backstory. So on the first night we see this damn shadow and he talking about he feel like he in a dream walking through the streets of downtown Los Angeles. He then says something is crawling within him, raging to be released. His mind felt dull and hazy. He couldn't think. He heard a sound that was in the alley and he heard like the sound of like metal, like a knife. The crawling inside of him welded up and then his vision suddenly went blurred. Everything went scarlet. That's when he became the Werewolf by Night. Bro was like, ah! He ended up killing dude and shit, right? That's when the police popped up. They was like, oh shit! Start clapping his ass. He got the fuck up out of there. He got hit on the arm and shit. That shit fucked him up. So he get out of there and go to the crib. That's when he wake up and he feel like that shit was a dream, but then he questioned himself like, was that shit a dream? That's when his mom come in and tell him to get some breakfast. He come downstairs and he tell his sister happy birthday and shit. Then he look around and he see this dude named Grant. He up here treating the shit out of his mom. It says, why'd our stepdad hire a man like that? And then on top of that, let him treat mom like dirt. He was scared of bro, but he said, man, as soon as I turn 18, I'm finna, So this dude right here is a dad. He said, mom always gave in to this dude, like he ruled her like a tyrant. Jack was like, don't let him beat on you, mom. You don't have to. She told me some, Jack, please. Philip and I understand each other. Don't talk that way about him. Please don't. Sure, mom, whatever you say. He got the fuck up out of there and he went to Malibu. He drove back and then in his head as usual, nothing at all had changed. After he got back, he got to talk to his sisters and shit again, but that's when he got to feeling that feeling again, but then he got up out of there. He's like, nah, not this time. While he was running, that's all he could see was the moon. He went outside and he seen that Grant was working on his mom's car, so he hurried up and got into the bushes. Grant almost seen him and shit, but he got up out of there. This motherfucker went to swimming and shit and he fell down. That's when he finally seen who he truly was. He knew that he was the werewolf now. So basically, to give y'all understanding, it's basically like two personalities. You got the werewolf and then you got Jack who can see what the fuck the werewolf doing. So the damn thing instinctively went towards the damn sea and then they went over here to this place where he had a familiar smell to meet up with this damn wolf because they said they had a wild pack of wolves running around hunting people in western Los Angeles. Them was like, I got to get it on each other. He threw that bitch in the wall. He stood there like, he waited till bro got up and he jumped on his head. They go out the motherfucking window and shit. They got the tossing around. He threw that bitch off the fucking cliff. He does his victory growl. Then he leave and then he get this like strange feeling in his head. That's when he turned back to a kid. All right, so that's when the stepdad pop up talking about they been searching for his ass everywhere. His ass once again washed up on shore. Don't ask me how. Just look, you see this shit. So they get him out of there and shit. And they get him to the crib and he all, where mom at? Your mother was almost killed tonight, Jack. She's lucky to be alive. Something went wrong with the brakes of her car. And we found her in a ditch 2 miles down the hill. She was searching for you, Jack. The roads went out of control. So bro got the tripping like searching for me. That's when the doctor and shit came in and his ass gave him a shot. So he ended up falling asleep, but before he fell asleep, he was hearing the damn doctor and the dude, his dad, talk. And he said, Grant, where you at? All right, I'll meet you South Street, the warehouse. Yes, I had the money blasted. Then his ass fell asleep. The next morning, he woke up and he hurried up and rushed to the hospital. They talking about some, no, nobody can see her because she on the critical list. So he had to eavesdrop on these damn doctors right here. And that's how he met up with his mom. And the mom is the one that gave us the backstory. She said, Jack, you don't understand. I've done you a terrible wrong. I've given you a curse. One that you'll live with forever. A curse? I don't understand. How could you? Did you know your father for what he was? A coarse, rough man, a strong man, a fine man? A man I met in a small Baltic state while just a student on a holiday abroad. A man I married and bore a son. So they was there in this castle for 2 years, right? Married and shit. She said even when you was born and your sister Lisa was on the way, I could sense a dark secret that stood between us. She talking about the dad. A secret that blossomed like some wicked fruit once a month when he would lock himself in a single musty tower. And he would remain there for a trilogy of days and a trilogy of nights. He told her that he studied on those nights, and for those 2 years, she tried to believe him. Until one night it was a storm and a lightning bolt tore through the tower side. You see this dude right here? Bro got on his ass. He was a carpenter, ate his ass up. He ain't never make it home. So come to find out, the dad was like researching about demons and shit, and the townspeople came to look for his help to get rid of the damn demons and shit and the werewolf. His wife was like, well, yeah, he upstairs. They get up there and then she like, oh damn. That's when she started to realize the nightmare she became a part of. He's like, the demon, he must have taken the Baron too. Perhaps I might have learned to live with my husband's death, but fate was not kind. He didn't return the next morning, but on the following night, as the townsmen hunted in his northern wood, they caught his ass. A werewolf! Then they fired his ass up. Blah, 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 blah. She said though she wasn't there, she could hear that pitiful monster's cry every night, every moment I tried to dream. For you see, the man came to her later and told her the horrible secret they uncovered, and suddenly knew why I'd been forbidden to enter my husband's tower room. And they loaded their guns up with silver bullets. As you can see them confirming it was him. Jack was like, a werewolf? That explains it all. His mama told him that she used to read the family tomes. That's when we found out that it was a hereditary curse. He was born with it. She said she don't even know if it was him that got it or his sister. She said the curse is to become a man-like beast first on the night of your 18th year. And whenever the moon come up, he gonna keep turning to a werewolf. And that's why she came back to the United States and married Philip Russell, his stepdad. He says, that's why you returned to wipe out my real father's blood and memory? She said, no, Jack, I love Philip. He's been a good husband and tried to be a good father. Promise you will honor him. Never raise your hand against him. Swear to me, Jack. I swear, if that's what you want, then that's what I'll do. He said, even as he said them words, something boiled up inside him. That's when his ass ended up turning into the motherfucking werewolf again. And the werewolf was like, he did it. He did it. The woman is dead. And that man, Philip, he said in his last rational moments, he put it all together. Grant bent over his mother's car before the accident. Grant was on the phone with his dad, his stepfather. The man he hated the most was Grant. So his motherfucking doctors come in and he's like, oh, what the fuck? He comes and crash through the window. His ass head over to that warehouse, right? That's where we see Grant ass. Grant coming in there, he's about to smoke a cigarette. He get ambushed by fucking Jack. Bro ass is strong as hell though. He slammed that motherfucker on the shit. Then he got the fucking jackass up. He thought that it was like a rubber mask and his stepdad sent them over there to assassinate him instead of giving him money. So he threw him into this thing, right? This where he confirmed it. He said, what are you, some kind of nut? Would have thought he'd thank me for getting rid of that old broad. If Russell did send you, he sure knows how to pick his boy. And on hearing that, he went mad. I don't know what the fuck look he gave his ass, but bro was like, that ain't a mask. It's real. Bro got on his ass while he tried to run away. Murked his ass. But that's when his stepdad came in, right? He was like, Grant, are you here? Grant, I got all the money. I got it all. $10,000. Every bill of it. Grant, you there? Laura died tonight. I'm a rich man. Doesn't that make you glad, Grant? Doesn't you make you glad? The beast that stole his rational plans had made his own judgment. Before then, he didn't know what the fuck, if he really set that shit up or not. But after he did, the beast was finna get on him. But his mom's memory came inside of his head, so the damn beast stopped. He said he had sworn he can't do it. How would I ever live with the man I become if I've disobeyed my dying mother's final wish? As he'd see him take off, he'd go outside and fucking anger. What could revenge matter? What could it ever matter to a boy now a man and now a wolf?